Did you know? There is an invisible habit quietly stealing your peace every single day. The scary part is that most people don't even realize it exists. It's not your job. It's not money. It's not your relationships. And it's not even the major problems in your life. It's inside your head. It appears the moment you wake up. It follows you throughout the entire day. And it's often the last thing you hear before you fall asleep. In the next few minutes, you're going to discover 7 things that truly happy people have stopped doing. Not people who are always cheerful. Not people with perfect lives. But people who are able to maintain their peace even when life doesn't go the way they planned. And the last item on this list may be affecting your life more than anything else. So stay with me until the end of this video. It might just be the missing piece you've been searching for all along. If you enjoy content about neuroscience, psychology, and how the brain works behind our emotions, make sure to subscribe right now. Because every week, we'll explore truths that school never taught us. Now, let's begin with the most important one. Number 1. They stopped being their own worst enemy. Be honest with yourself. If someone spoke to your best friend the same way you often speak to yourself, how would you feel? Imagine someone constantly saying, "You're not good enough. You failed again. Other people are doing much better than you. You should be better than this." Sounds cruel, doesn't it? But the strange thing is, millions of people say those exact things to themselves every single day. The human brain has a tendency called negativity bias. It makes us pay more attention to mistakes than successes, more attention to danger than opportunity, more attention to what's missing than what's already there. That tendency once helped our ancestors survive. But in the modern world, it often becomes an inner critic that never stops talking. Forget one small task? It reminds you all day. Make one simple mistake? It replays it in your mind over and over again. Do 99 things, right? It focuses on the one thing left undone. What happy people understand is this: being hard on yourself does not help you grow. It only exhausts you. They are not happy because they are perfect. They are happy because they stopped demanding perfection from themselves. The next time you make a mistake, try asking yourself, if this were someone I love deeply, what would I say to them? Then say those words to yourself. It sounds simple, but the next thing on this list is far more dangerous because it quietly steals the joy of millions of people every day. And most of them think it's completely normal. Number 2. They stopped comparing their real life to other people's edited lives. Imagine you're watching a movie. You see the best scenes, the most impressive moments, the most perfectly edited shots, and then suddenly, you start comparing that movie to the messy behind-the-scenes version of your own life. Sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? But that's exactly what millions of people do every day. On social media, you see their vacations, you see their success, you see their attractive bodies, you see their happiest moments, but you don't see the sleepless nights, the failures, the arguments, the financial worries, the moments when they feel like they aren't good enough. Our brains have a very strange habit. When information is missing, they automatically fill in the gaps with imagination. And unfortunately, they often imagine that other people are happier than we are, more successful than we are, more perfect than we are. But the truth is this: the person you're envying today is probably envying someone else. This game has no winner, because there will always be someone richer, more attractive, more talented, more famous. If happiness depended on being the best, almost nobody would ever be happy. Happy people understand one simple thing: they are not competing with other people. They are simply trying to become a better version of who they were yesterday. The next time you feel inferior to someone else, remember this sentence: I'm seeing their window, not their entire house. And the next thing on this list drains even more people than comparison does. It steals thousands of hours from their lives without them ever realizing it. Number 3. They stopped trying to please everyone. There is a very simple question, but it has the power to change your life. Are you living your own life? Or are you living according to other people's expectations? Think about it for a moment. How many times have you said, "okay," while everything inside you wanted to say no? How many times have you agreed to attend an event you didn't want to go to? How many times have you taken on extra work when your body was already exhausted? How many times have you stayed silent just to avoid making someone uncomfortable? At first, it feels like kindness, but over time, it becomes a betrayal of yourself. Every time you ignore your true feelings in order to please someone else, you send a very dangerous signal to your brain. That signal is, other people's needs are more important than my own. Repeat that long enough, and eventually, you stop knowing what you truly want. Many people call that maturity, but in reality, it's exhaustion. Happy people are not selfish. They still help others. They are still kind. They still love deeply. But they understand boundaries. They understand that every time you say yes to something you don't want, you are saying no to your own peace. And here's the interesting part. When you begin setting boundaries, some people won't like it, because they became comfortable with you always saying yes. But remember this, healthy relationships respect boundaries. Only controlling relationships are threatened by them. If you've made it this far, leave a comment that says, I choose myself. That's not selfishness. That's maturity. And the next thing on this list, maybe the reason you constantly feel tired even when you're not doing anything extremely difficult. It comes from a belief that society taught most of us from a very young age. Number 4. They stopped treating rest as something they have to earn. There is a belief quietly controlling the lives of millions of people. A belief that sounds completely reasonable, but slowly exhausts them day after day. That belief is, I'll rest when everything is finished. Sound familiar? I'll relax when my work is done. I'll go to bed early after I finish everything on my list. I'll make time for myself once all my responsibilities are taken care of. But there's a problem. That list never ends. Finish one task, and 3 more appear. Solve one problem, and another one arrives. The human brain was never designed to operate continuously like a machine. Yet millions of people are trying to turn themselves into one. They feel guilty when they rest. They feel lazy when they relax. They feel selfish when they take time for themselves, even when their bodies are desperately asking for recovery. What's fascinating is that neuroscience has shown us something important. The brain does not grow during constant effort. It grows during recovery. Some of your most creative ideas arrive while you're walking, while you're taking a shower, while you're sitting quietly, while you're relaxing, not while you're forcing yourself through the 12th hour of work. Happy people understand this. Rest is not a reward. Rest is fuel. They don't wait until they're completely depleted. They rest so they don't become depleted. That's the difference. Imagine you own a smartphone. You wouldn't wait until the battery reaches 0% before charging it, because you know that damages the battery over time. So why do we do that to our own minds? If you constantly feel exhausted, the problem may not be a lack of motivation. The problem may simply be a lack of recovery. Today, give yourself permission to rest for 10 minutes without earning it. No task completed first. No justification required. No guilt allowed. Just rest. You may be surprised to discover that the world keeps spinning just fine. And the next thing on this list is even more dangerous, because it causes people to lose entire years of their lives while believing they'll start truly living someday in the future. Number 5. They stopped waiting for the perfect moment. There is a very subtle trap, and almost everyone falls into it at least once. It begins with a familiar sentence. I'll be happy when. I'll be happy when I make more money. I'll be happy when I lose weight. I'll be happy when I get a different job. I'll be happy when things finally settle down. I'll be happy when life becomes easier. It sounds reasonable, but here's the problem. That day rarely arrives, because the moment you reach one goal, your brain immediately creates another. When you get the car you've always wanted, you start wanting a better one. When you reach your target income, you begin thinking about the next level. Psychologists call this phenomenon hedonic adaptation. Human beings adapt incredibly quickly to what they achieve, and then they keep running, keep waiting, keep postponing happiness. Happy people do not live in the future. They do not place their entire lives inside the word later. They understand one simple truth. Life does not happen tomorrow. It is happening right now. In this day, In this moment, in this ordinary morning, in this simple meal, in this brief conversation, one day, you will look back on this moment and realize these were the days you missed because you were too busy waiting for the future. Think about that for a second. Is there something you've been postponing for too long? A trip? A phone call? A hobby? A dream? A thank you? An apology? If there is, don't wait until everything is perfect. Because perfection doesn't exist. It is simply a moving target your brain keeps creating, so you'll continue chasing it. If this video is helping you see life differently, take a moment to like the video right now. That simple action helps more people discover ideas that may genuinely improve their lives. And in the final part, we're going to talk about the 2 quietest habits on this list. The 2 habits that silently drain the mental energy of millions of people every single day. They are also the 2 habits that truly happy people gave up a long time ago. Number 6. They stopped replaying conversations that already ended. Think back to the last time a conversation bothered you. Maybe someone said something that hurt your feelings. Maybe you didn't respond the way you wanted to. Maybe you wished you had said something different. The conversation itself may have lasted only a few minutes, but inside your head, it lasted for hours, days, sometimes even weeks. You replayed it again and again, analyzing every sentence, trying to guess what the other person was thinking, imagining the perfect response you should have given. Sound familiar? The unfortunate truth is this: your brain doesn't clearly distinguish between a real experience and a vividly imagined one. Every time you replay that conversation, you force yourself to relive the discomfort again and again and again. Meanwhile, the other person may have forgotten the entire thing long ago. There is a very simple truth. You cannot change a conversation that has already ended, but you can decide to stop living inside it. Happy people understand this. They don't spend hours arguing with people who only exist in their imagination. They don't try to win debates that ended days ago. They let them go, not because they don't care, but because they understand that mental energy is a limited resource, and they refuse to waste it on things they cannot change. The next time you catch yourself replaying an old conversation, try telling yourself, that moment is over. Life is happening here, in the present. It sounds simple, but sometimes peace arrives through simple truths. And now, we come to the final one, perhaps the hardest habit of all to let go of, but also the one that frees people the most. Number 7. They stopped needing everyone to understand them. Think about it. How much energy have you spent explaining yourself, trying to prove you're not a bad person, trying to make people understand your intentions, trying to fix misunderstandings, trying to change the minds of people who never wanted to understand you in the first place? Many people carry an invisible belief. They believe, if someone misunderstands me, I need to correct them. If someone judges me unfairly, I need to explain myself. If someone disagrees with me, I need to convince them. But life doesn't work that way. The truth is, there will always be people who misunderstand you. There will always be people who don't like you. There will always be people who judge you based on a tiny piece of what they see, and you cannot control that. You can be the sweetest person in the world, and some people still won't like sweetness. You can do your absolute best, and some people still won't appreciate it. You can live with kindness, and some people will still misunderstand you. That's part of being human. Happy people don't spend their lives managing other people's opinions. They focus on the only thing they can truly control, themselves. They understand that not everyone needs to understand you for you to be at peace. Not everyone needs to agree with you for your life to have value. Not everyone needs to like you for you to be worthy of love. The moment you stop trying to control what everyone thinks, you recover an enormous amount of energy. Energy that can be used to live, to grow, to love, to enjoy your life, instead of constantly proving yourself. Conclusion: if you've noticed something throughout this video, none of these 7 things require you to do more. There are no complicated habits, no 2-hour morning routines, no secret formulas. In fact, every single one of them is about letting go. Letting go of self-criticism, letting go of comparison, letting go of the need to please everyone. Letting go of guilt around rest. Letting go of waiting for a perfect future. Letting go of conversations that already ended. Letting go of the need to be understood by everyone. Maybe happiness isn't something we need to add to our lives. Maybe it appears when we stop carrying burdens we were never meant to carry in the first place. So today, don't try to change everything at once. Just choose one thing from this list. One thing you know you're doing every single day, and try putting it down. Just a little. That small step might be the beginning of the peace you've been searching for all along. If you enjoy content about psychology, neuroscience, and learning how to live more peacefully in the modern world, be sure to subscribe to the channel right now and leave a comment below. I choose to let go. I'd love to know which of these 7 habits spoke to you the most. Thank you for spending this time with me today. And remember, you do not need to become a different person to be happier. Sometimes, you simply need to stop doing the things that have been quietly stealing your happiness all along.